All right, so Michael Etioje is here with sports. I'm happy. I'm a Hearts of Oak fan. Yeah, I'm a Manchester United fan. It's good. We've progressed from the 6th position finally. But
after
I think,
100 days.
Well, I mean, finally, it's about to go down.
I know. It may be about to go down for United, but for one Ghanaian referee, the issues are completely different. We'll return with a story of a major ban for a Ghanaian referee, plus the fallout from the Accra House of Folk versus Asiedu-Dartey game that was once again marred by refereeing controversy. Shortly. Let's get straight into the details of the stories. The Ghanaian referee Joseph Lamptey has been banned for life by World Football Governing Body FIFA after his controversial penalty call in a World Cup qualifier, which South Africa won 2-1. A FIFA statement said it had found Lamptey guilty of, quote, match manipulation and said he had unlawfully influenced the outcome of a match with that controversial call. The decision means Lamptey cannot referee in any organized football match at any level whatsoever. He also cannot work in any other capacity in football. On the other hand, all charges against another Ghanaian in the case, David Lyon had Lamptey, whose behavior had also been the subject of investigations, were dismissed by the FIFA disciplinary committee. Lamptey's lifetime ban adds to a tough weekend for Ghanaian referees. He was the 4th official on Sunday as Hearts beat Kotoko with a controversial penalty call that has infuriated Kotoko fans. So what exactly does this ban say about Ghanaian referees? The president of the Sports Writers Association of Ghana, Kwabena Yeboah, has always insisted there are deep-seated problems with refereeing in Ghana and says the lifetime ban for Lamptey simply exposes that.
It will not be surprising to followers of African football because if you follow the activities of referee Lamptey, it's not particularly been the best. Don't forget that a few years ago he was banned for 2 years for officiating in a game involving Esperance and Ali, in which he gave a very, very dubious, disallowed a dubious goal. And so he was banned. This is not the first time. I saw referee Lamptey handle Great Olympics against Tema Youth at the Bayara Sports Stadium in Kumasi, and I was horrified. It was jaw-dropping performance. I mean, absolutely extraordinary. So this doesn't come as a major surprise. And a number of football fans watched that particular game involving South Africa, the Bafana, and Senegal. And he awarded a penalty which was ridiculous. And I remember very well Mark Gleason, who was running commentary on that day, who is a South African, expressed total shock, utter dismay, and was dumbfounded. If we want to inject total integrity and sanity in our football, this is the way it should be. If you consider the fact that during the last Africa Cup of Nations, not a single Ghanaian was involved, it is so embarrassing, and so humiliating. And this is not the first time. For a number of years, you don't find Ghanaian referees involved in top competitions on the African continent. And instead of getting worried, I'm sure they come out with all manner of...
It's important to point out, though, Lamptey was not banned for the mistake in awarding, that FIFA is convinced that he was manipulated. So effectively, FIFA is convinced he made that decision deliberately, having been influenced potentially by an outside force. But Lamptey is not new to controversy. Now, in 2011, he was suspended for 6 months by the Confederation of African Football after a penalty call between Esperance and El Ali. It was a semi-final game and one of the biggest games of club football. And in 2016, that's where he got a 3-match ban for that game between South Africa that we spoke about. And today, the big ban that has been imposed on Lamptey. He himself says he's not ready to talk now. Depending on what he says, we'll follow up on that particular story. And the debate is still raging on. Kumasi Asante-Kotoko fans are still fuming over the controversial refereeing call that inflicted their first loss of the season against Accra Hearts of Oak. But for many people, the game highlighted more than the problems with officiating. Here's Yao Fusulabi with this report.
A win for Accra Hearts of Oak lifted the early pressure on Frank Nuttall's side, propelling them from 11th on the league table to 6th. It was Hearts of Oak's first win over Asante Kotoko in 8 years, and as is often the case with games between the two sides, one strewn with controversy. Replay suggests referee Samuel Suka erred in awarding the penalty after Ahmed Adams attempted to block a Sam Yeboah effort inside the box. Kotoko's assistant coach Gordon Ablodi was so incensed with the decision, he argued referees were taking the game backwards.
We are here to help Ghana football grow, but if this is how some of the referees are going to officiate for Ghana football, I think Ghana football will go far. I'm not surprised when the fourth referee went to South Africa to go and took a penalty. The ball hit somebody's thigh and he took a penalty. I had a chance of watching the replay. It wasn't a penalty. If this is how some of the referees are going to handle Ghana football, I think Ghana football will go far. We will keep on going down.
Hearts fans have responded to Kotoko's anger with claims that the Porcupine Warriors have benefited immensely from controversial refereeing calls this season and have circulated a dubious penalty against Bechem United to back their case. For some, the game provided signals about the quality of the domestic game overall. The crowd was decent, but nothing like the numbers that have traditionally filled the stadiums for games between the two traditional giants. The many empty seats would only have confirmed the fears of many that the fixture is falling below the pecking order in terms of priority for the Ghanaian football fan. Then there was the football itself. Faulty passes, poor technical quality, half and puff often, and just standard of play that belied the status of the fixture. Renowned football commentator Kwabena Yeboah says it just didn't speak well of Ghana football.
The game itself was horrible. It was an apology of a Kotoko Hearts game. I've watched Kotoko and Hearts since 1970. This was the most horrible Kotoko Hearts game. The refereeing was horrible.